Hi everyone. It's Thursday night and it's what's the date today, Vish? Well, it's the 20th. It's the
20th.
20th of November. Vish and I are doing like one last late stream before we get the hell out of here for the weekend. So,
It's Rosh
uh
Chodesh. Kislev.
Rosh Chodesh. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, everyone. It's Hebrew time. Good to see you, John and Jacqueline. And Simone is actually on time tonight, which is kind of
Mhm.
amazing. And Shalom, Chenk, and Noeya is it's Hebrew time. That's right, guys. And this is fun. This is kind of exciting because we're starting a new text tonight. And I was like sorting around and trying to pick something, and I asked Vish, and she said you should definitely pick something from the Torah. Um, not yeah, okay, that's fine, that's good. But then I was like, I actually
I
don't
said
think because
not
it might.
Deuteronomy.
She said not
Or not
Deuteronomy,
Deuteronomy.
yes,
Mhm.
yes. But we should do something from Deuteronomy sometime. Maybe not tonight, but sometime. I feel like we should. But anyways, I was like, okay. And immediately I thought, well, I got to pick something from well, I've already done a text from Exodus and from Numbers. Leviticus is a little, especially for people at a second yearish level. It's a bit it's a bit. Um, the nice thing about Leviticus, it's just piles of repetition. So once you've got, a chapter or two down, you can pretty much bang out the rest of the book without any trouble at all. But it's just, getting down what the author is doing in his diction and his syntax. So, but then I was like, I can't do Genesis. And then I thought, well, why not? Because I went back and looked, and wouldn't you know it? I've never done anything from Genesis before, which was a shock to me that I've been doing this show now for 2 years, and we've never done a text from Genesis. Go figure. So we are remedying that tonight, and we're reading Genesis chapter 6, the story of Noah, which is super fun because this is just a fun story that everybody knows right away, and we're going to be reading it in Hebrew, and it's going to be great. So, by the way, I decided against the vertical orientation option for the reading show because, like, it just doesn't make any sense to have the text in a vertical format on your phone. It just really doesn't. Until they can figure out how to fix that, we're just doing it this way. So if you're new here, and I don't know that anybody is, but I'll say it anyways because maybe there's lurkers. If you're new here, this is the bi-weekly show where I and a guest tonight, my co-host Vishanti, read Hebrew text and get nerdy about the grammar and the syntax and maybe some bits of the story. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, just feel free to drop those in the chat. Of course, super chats always get priority. The way we do this is we each take turns reading a verse of the text and then translating it and parsing the verbs. So and then we'll point some things out if we need to. Are you ready to go, Vish? Do you want me to start or do you want
Sure.
to
Go
start?
ahead.
Okay. I'm drinking Earl Grey tea tonight. It's always Earl Grey. Mostly because it's my favorite, but it's also what I've got in the house. I hope everybody can see the text nice and clearly. Do I don't need to make it bigger. I don't think, do I?
I mean, it could stand to be a hair bigger.
A little bit bigger. I could cut
Yeah.
the Masora off
Yeah, I mean,
because we don't need
I feel like
those.
that's something the audience doesn't necessarily need.
Nah. Who needs the Masora? There we go. All right. A little bit bigger. Everybody can see the big number 6 there. That is where we are starting in verse 1. Vaihi ki hechel ha-adam larov al pene ha-adama uvanot yuldu lahem. Famous story. Okay. And it happened that mankind, or the Adam, began to increase on the face of the ground, and daughters were born to them. So right out of the hop here, we've got Vaihi, which is a cow, imperfect, third masculine singular, Vav consecutive from Haya. Notice the apocryphated, looks like an apocryphated form. It forms like adjessive. This is what happens with the Vav consecutive on the imperfect of Haya. And then we have Hechel, which is a Hifil, third masculine singular perfect from Halal. Thank you. This is a geminate. These fun geminate verbs. The root where the second radical repeats itself in the third position. So it's from halal. In the cow, this verb will mean to profane, but in the hifil, which is it's interesting because we ordinarily think of hifil as causative, but there are a number of places in the text where this isn't carried through in the meaning. This is one of those. In the hifil, halal means to begin. So this is he began, and the subject here is Adam, which I translated as mankind. I think after the story of the Garden of God and Eden and Adam and Eve and Cain and Abel, whenever you see this word, especially with the definite article attached to it, it has to do with the collective of mankind, of all human beings. So this is humanity here. Larov is a cal infinitive construct from rov, meaning to increase, and I translates very straightforwardly from how we read it in the Hebrew. And then finally, you'll do towards the end of the line there. This is this could either be a pual or a cal passive. They look exactly the same. So we don't know what form this is, whether it's a cal passive or a pual. Students of mine will remember that the pual is usually the passive form of the PL. The nifal tends to be the passive form of the cal, but there's also this, it's like a vestigial form from an older period of time when there was actually a proper passive form of the cal. So it could be this, it could be that, or it could be a pual. But in any event, this is a third masculine plural verb, third masculine plural verb of the perfect. And it means to give birth. So I think that's everything. I don't think just notice, pay close attention as well. Banot is the plural form of bat, daughter. So it takes on this. It turns back into like a masculine root with a feminine ending. So, all right, you got anything, Vish?
Nope, just finished eating my French fries for dinner. I also had chicken nuggets. So
I'm gonna make.
one of my
Go ahead. Sorry.
one of my classes had a breakout group that lasted several hours, so I was rushing to get my dinner cooked before the stream started. It was so good.
I'm cooking after we're done. I still have leftover spaghetti sauce from a couple nights ago.
Oh yeah.
So I made a couple more meatballs and yeah, I'll have spaghetti and meatballs again. So it's good. So all right. Verse 2.
Okay. Yes. Vayiru b'nei ha'Elohim et benot ha'adam ki tovot. Hela vayikhu lahem nashim mikol asher baharu. And Saul, meaning are the sons of the Elohim or sons of the gods, saw or beheld that the daughters of men or the daughters of Adam were good. They were
Very
good.
good. Very good.
They were good. And they took for themselves or took to themselves Nashim, women. I don't want to say wives because that's not accurate. Nashim, just women. From anyone that they Baharu, that they selected or chose. So they just were like, you'll do. I'll take you. So Vayiro comes from the root yira, meaning to see. And not a whole lot of verbs in here. Mostly adjectives and nouns.
That's
and
a
the other
cal
one.
imperfect third.
Yes,
plural,
cal
with the
imperfect.
vowel
Third plural.
concept.
Yeah, with a conjunctive of. Thank you.
Mhm.
And then vayichu comes from lakach, to take. That's a once again, you got the conjunctive of, and you have another imperfect call verb in the third masculine plural. So it's like, and they took to themselves. So pretty visual there. And then choose. This is another word that's familiar to Jews from our liturgy. Asher Bahar Banu, who chose Mikol Hamim from among the people. So that's Bahar, to choose or select or decide by choosing. And that one, excuse me, another call third plural, but it's in the perfect. So third person.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good. So just a couple things to point out. The vowel in Vayiru is carried through the aleph because the aleph quiesces. In Vayikahu, this is lakach behaves like a first noon verb, so that that lamed is always going to assimilate. It's going to disappear. But so that's but this is one of these words, right? It just occurs so often, you get so used to seeing it, it just, you don't even think about it after a while. It's stuff that that happens. So one of the things yeah,
who chose his people Israel in love.
In Hatikva.
In Hatikva. Yes. God, never letting that go.
Nope. It's unfortunate I didn't get my Hatikva shirt ready in time for SBL this
Dang.
year. Maybe next year. I know, right?
Hatikva is a endless source of laughter to those who take a hold of it.
It's yes,
it's a joy.
Take a hold of it, everyone.
It's okay. I knew what you mean. Someone saying that there were two typos. It's fine. I knew what you mean.
So I think this is kind of interesting here. that the sons of the gods, and I think this is probably an instance where this is a good place to translate this as the gods, in part because the definite article is there. It doesn't always work, um, but I think this is one of these places where it's appropriate, um, just based on the way that this story fits in to the wider cultural milieu. But it's interesting to me that the sons of the gods see the Banot Adam, the daughters of mankind, the daughters of men, and then they take vayakachu lahem nashim. Um, so this is something that that Dr. Jennifer Bird, friend of the channel, discusses in her excellent book on marriage in the Bible. Uh, and she points out that when it comes to human coupling, when it comes to concepts of marriage in the Hebrew Bible in particular, that this just takes place through having sex. Um, and I think you see this kind of taking place here, where, and this is a point that I make in chapter 9 of my book, that in terms of women and men as well, I think tend to be identified throughout the biblical text in terms of their um what's the word I'm looking for? Uh their their status as it pertains to their sexuality. Um, women who have not yet been penetrated, who are not in a uh in a relationship with a man, are still na'ara. Same with men or boys who have not taken a woman yet, are also identified as na'arim. This is the word that's used for in a couple of interesting places. Samuel's sons and Eli's sons in First Samuel are all identified as na'arim. And I think it's a bit of a slight. It's like the boys, as in, they don't even have women of their own yet. But this functions as well, I think, for Banot, for daughters, who become Nashim at this point when they are taken. I think this is an interesting point of distinction here in the text. So I think chapter 3 or verse 3 continues on to the next page here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. Okay. So this is going to be a bit clunky. Sorry, guys. Okay. Did you have anything else on that, Vish?
No, I think you pretty much got it.
Oh, one more thing I wanted to point out here as well. To vote, hey na. This is the adjective, plural adjective with the plural independent pronoun, feminine plural independent
From
pronoun.
Hain.
Yes. From
Mhm.
Hain. So this is a good example of a predicative adjective as opposed to the attributive adjective, which we translate as basically like it basically functions like a verbless clause. You heard that Vish translated that they were good. You said they were good, right?
Good.
So yeah. Um, when you see this, when you see the adjective and then the pronoun, particularly both with the definite article, this would be otherwise attributive. Uh, well, you probably wouldn't see it with the pronoun. So never mind. But this is often how these sorts of expressions are
I'm sorry, I can't
constructed.
not post this.
Oh,
Also, noir or nar is the Australian for no. Nar.
nice.
Nar. Nar.
Nar. Yeah,
Nar.
very good. Okay, verse 3. Vayomer Adonai lo yadon ruchi ba'adam le'olam be'shagam. Moving on to the next page here. Hu basar v'hayu yamav me'av esrim shana. And then back to page 1. Okay. All right. But Yahweh said, and this verb here, truth be told, nobody knows what this verb means. Yadon.
Yeah, don't.
The root is dalet vav noon.
Dean, like a judgment,
Yeah,
fate dean.
like dean,
Yeah.
judgment. But it's don. It's the only place it occurs. There's no there's no direct cognates that you can identify it with in other Semitic languages. Although in Ugaritic, there is a similar root. Let me find that here. Which means to be low, or to its baseness, to be at the bottom. And I think maybe that's sort of what is implied here. All the translations say something like um my spirit, ruhi, or my wind, will not abide, it will not remain, it will not dwell with mankind forever. So it's probably it's probably something like that. I just want to point that out, make sure everybody is aware that we just don't know what this word means. It's fun when we find words
Aw.
and we don't know what they mean. So um then because is probably a good way, because also this is this is the preposition bet, the shortened form, the prefix, the inseparable form of the what's the word I'm looking for, the relative pronoun asher, in particular in later texts. It appears as sh, and then we have the adverb gam, literally, in which also,
Mm.
probably because also, hu basar, he is flesh, and his days will be 120 years. So verbs here. Vayomer, we know. Yadon is a cal imperfect third masculine singular. And the reason we were pretty confident about the root being dalet vav noon is because of the way that the rabbis uh, vocalize this. They vocalize this as a hollow verb. Mind you, it's probably fair to suggest that they didn't know what this word meant either, possibly.
Yeah.
Um,
Kinda
so
looks like
they're
Dean.
guessing. They're guessing too. Kind of does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's it for the first part. And in the second part, then we have Vahayu, which is a cow perfect third plural, third masculine plural, with the vav conjunctive. Notice this is the conjunctive vav, not the consecutive vav. So sorry, no, this is the vav consecutive. That's right. Just looking at this. So we invert we invert the meaning in the perfect as well. A better way of understanding this, as we learned in class this week, is that conjunctive, or sorry, verb consecutive perfects tend to carry forward the sense of the last verb, which was an imperfect, and like an imperfect indicative, right? So that's what's carried forward here. So
Oh,
120
man.
years. Yeah.
I get the fun verse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you
Nice.
do.
Hanfilim. Hayav ba'aretz bayamim hahem. Agam achare ken asher yavo'u b'nei ha'elohim el banot ha'adam. V'yaldu lahem hemach hagiborim asher me'olam anshe Hashem. This is fun. The Nephilim. Dun dun dun. We're on the
Dun,
earth
dun, dun.
in literally Bayamim, the days, those. And also, after that, when the sons of Elohim entered in or came into the daughters of Adam and bore to them those, Hagibarim, the mighty, or if you want to be super overly literal, Hagiborim would be like the greats. Greats.
The greats.
Who
I like the
were, yeah,
greats. That's good.
they were the greats. Asher Me'olam, they were from old. Anshe men, Hashem, men of renown or reputation or name. It's literally name, Hashem. So their reputation. They had a reputation. So all right. For those of you who are wondering, the very first word of verse 4 is Hanephalim, Nephilim, sorry. And that comes from a root word nephal, to fall. So people have read this as the fallen ones, meaning like, oh, maybe they're fallen angels. Some of the extra biblical texts think of these as beings that fell from their ordained place. So maybe not necessarily angels, but disobedient spirits. So however you want to read that.
Probably formed from a Hifil form of the verb. But it is a bit tricky. It's almost certainly from the root nafal, but it is a bit tricky connecting. It's seeing exactly how it got there to the way it looks now. But
yeah, it's a weird way to take nafal and slap the conjugation on it to make it like a plural noun. So it's a very weird way that they've done it. So hayu is a perfect call verb. It's in the third person, so it's referring back to the Nephilim. They were. Let's see. God, I'm getting all the ones that don't have very many verbs. Acharei Cain is just like after that. So, Yavo is from vo or ba, meaning to come or approach, enter sometimes. So it's basically like they approached the daughters of men. And I think that's maybe not the best euphemism, because the very next thing is V'yaldu, and that's from Yalad, to bear or to procreate, bear children. So that's the conjunctive vav at the front, and then you have a call. Perfect. Third person plural. So the daughters of men are the ones that are doing the bearing. Where is the next one? That's Not a lot of verbs.
Nope.
Lots of articles
Like
and
I
nouns.
said. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I always find the progression of these verses kind of interesting. Um, because we have this tendency to read this as like a great tragedy. Um, but the author sort of puts this forward fairly matter of factly. Like he's just narrating the facts. He's not
Mm.
really you can't sense um conviction or judgment, certainly not in the first part here. Um it's kind of interesting. So, yeah. So the yeah, so okay. Cool. Hagivorim. The
The
greats.
greats. Mm-hmm.
I like it. I did want to touch on a couple. So Prixie, yeah, if I had if I put it on my iPad, and maybe I'll do that from now on. If I show the text from my iPad on the screen, then I can actually use my cursor to point to things. But sorry about that. And Ternary M01. I don't know if I recognize you. Welcome to our fun Hebrew reading stream. Asks, is GAM functioning here like English anyway? And I'm glad you clarified that this was in Bishagam in the previous verse, as in, I will not abide in man forever, ever, as he's mortal anyways. Um, and I think that's probably a fair way of translating it, implying that this
Yep.
statement doesn't say whether this is why the people live only 120 years. Yeah. No, I think that's good. So, oh, Kelly's here. Good to see you. All right. We're on verse 5, right? So that
Mm-hmm.
thus ends the paragraph. Um and now we continue with the next paragraph. Vayar Adonai ki rabba ra'at ha'adam. Ha'adam, yeah, that's right. Ba'aretz v'kol yetzer machshavot levo rak ra kol hayom.
I always love
Then,
this.
then Yahweh saw that I'm just gonna put Yahweh saw that the evil of humankind was increasing on the earth. Every inclination of the thoughts of his heart was only bad every day.
Every
So,
thought was evil. Just all of them.
yes,
I'm gonna grind
yes,
this bread and do it in an evil mindset.
yes.
I'm gonna eat this
Very
food evilly.
evilly.
Yeah.
We're drinking our Earl Grey tea evilly. So,
Yes. This is like this is the setup for the ways that like we tell modern folk tales. You know, hey, back in the
yeah,
day when there were giants running around, or back in the day when the spirits lived next to men, things were so bad. You know, it's like
yeah,
these are
yeah.
These are very, like,
Back in
folkloric.
the
I
bad
don't know.
days.
Mhm.
I think it's interesting too, right? Like it's the men whose thoughts are only evil all the time. And it's the evil of men that's increasing on the earth. Um there's there's this tendency to think when we read this story often that God is angry at the Nephilim. It's not really what it
He's the
says.
it's the
It
Ra'at
says,
Ha'adam.
yeah, yeah, it's the man. It's like which is kind of and he's not angry at the sons of the gods either. It's kind of funny because the only thing that like it's almost just like a temporal marker.
Mm,
Certainly second temple Jewish writers, as in, the book of Enoch or in the book of Jubilees, the apostle Paul alludes to this. So they understood that the fallen angels and copulating with the daughters of men created all this this terrible situation, but the text doesn't really say that. It's just kind of using this as a temporal marker. Like, this happened, and at this same time, there was also this increasing evil of men on the earth. So, yeah, yeah, interesting. All right,
mm.
verbs. Vayard is a cal imperfect third masculine singular with the vav consecutive. Notice the quiescent aleph on the end of this. You don't pronounce it. It's just Vayard, and he saw. The subject here is Yahweh. Um, the next we have uh is that it? I think that's it actually.
Yeah, it's not a
That that's all
lot
of
of
them.
verbs going on.
So, nope, nope. There we go. Pretty smooth for the number of verbless clauses there are in this text. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, I've got my eyes off the
Man, I'm
screen
getting all
for
the
a minute.
controversial verbs or verses in this today.
Okay.
Vayinahem Adonai ki asa el ha'adam ba'aretz. Vayit atsev el livo. I'm going to skip the first verb because it's a little thorny, but whatever that did, that's what Adonai felt that he had made the man on the earth and was Yit Atsev
Oh, I have
grieved.
things to say
Yeah,
about this.
yeah, we got some stuff to say. But it says that verb as well is kind of fun. But El Livo in his heart. He was upset in his heart or whatever he's feeling. So interesting
Because of the
here, I will
yeah.
say. Yeah, but just kind of going a little bit out of order is that it's whatever he was feeling, it was because he had asa made the human or the men. It doesn't use bara, not
Mhm.
create. This is made. And I was reading through some of the commentaries and
Mhm.
they're talking about how that has a very like particular meaning that yeah, you created man, but it's like you made him and he got to this point. So, you know, all of this it's like, man, I like man's cool, but then this happens and it's like breaking my heart. So, ugh, I've wrestled with Nahum for years in this verse, and I know a lot of people get really upset about it. They're like, God is all
Sure they
knowing. How
do.
could they regret or be sorry or, whatever? Didn't he know this was going to happen? It's like, okay, well, think about it this way. You could be upset to the point that you have compassion on something. Like if something is suffering or hurting, like you're grieved and you're upset about it and you don't want it to happen. That's one possible reading. But also, this version of God feels emotions. So they're affected by the evil that's going on. and they're like, they're aggrieved by it. So yeah, someone in the chat said
Yeah.
Nipale spotted, but also Nafal spotted. So at first,
Yeah.
conjunctive of, and then you have the imperfect, like a Nifal. Ye na he him.
Yeah. Good. Notice that.
Yeah.
Notice that comets and the
Mhm.
doubling of the noon there.
Mhm. Yin nahem.
Wonderful.
Mhm. Third masculine singer because it's referring
Yeah.
to just I don't know. I saw again. We talked about that make or do or work. That's all within that blob of meaning. Uh oh yeah, hate pile. The yit atsav. So atsav, hurt, aggrieve, pain. So he was pained in his heart.
This is let's
Oh
pull
yeah,
this
hit
up
pile.
here.
Imperfect.
Yeah.
Again, third masculine singer is referring to one entity. So
Yeah. So yeah, Vayetat save. Before I got a few things to say about that, but before I do, there's a bunch of really good comments here. Kinetic 44 observes that even babies were cooing
yes,
evilly.
cooing
I
evilly.
like this one from Becca Boo Eller. Maybe that's why the women started
Yeah.
sleeping with the Nephilim.
Well, but I
With
mean,
the
if you
angels,
used
with the sons of the gods.
the sons of
All the men
Elohim,
sucked.
well, I mean, it's using ha-adam there. It's not using like the plural of ish, as in like males. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's funny. I like that.
It's good, right? Uh, so, yeah, Ternary M01 points out, in fact, it's almost like the text is stressing that the rise of the Nephilim is not related to the divine human relationship by pointing out that the Nephilim already existed in those days. I feel like I've seen this comment before
Mhm.
when I've
It's like,
talked
hey,
about
these were
this
the days where
text.
the Nephilim were running around.
Yeah,
God saw
yeah,
that the evilness of mankind was so great, you know.
at that time.
Mhm.
Um, Kinetic 44 says, I was always told the definite article before Adam is used to denote mankind or the man as a collective term. I think that's
Mhm.
usually right. It means men specifically, not to include females in this context.
I don't read it
Mm,
as just males. I
no,
read
I
that
don't
as
either.
like collectively
Humankind. Yeah,
humanity. You know.
yeah. So, and then Ternary M01 points out again, and I wonder if afterward is meant to point to after the flood. So the text is remarking that Nephilim still existed after the flood. And this is always a problem for a lot of people who like to take a pretty strictly historical approach to the text, is trying to
Mhm.
explain why there are still Nephilim
There's an
in
Evelyn, yeah. It's like, well, they were
yeah.
there was days and after.
And after. So,
Yeah.
all good stuff, but, I wanted panicked,
Mm, I don't
panic-stricken
know about
is
panic.
actually listen, I think there's something to this. And that's and specifically with regards to Otsav, the Hitpael of
Mm,
Otsav, which is a weird word. Like, the Hitpael of Otsav occurs twice in the Hebrew Bible. The other place it occurs is in Genesis 34, which is
Genesis
the
34.
story of the taking of Dinah by Shechem, and it's applied to her brothers who are frothing with enraged jealousy at this having occurred. So I've actually written a little bit, and you're gonna indulge me, all of you. I've written a little bit about this in a couple places on page 135 when speaking of this text. Um, I said this, but notice that this is not restricted, and this is I think it's I really appreciated that you pointed out God's feelings here, Vish. Really
pretty
important
explicit.
in this
Yeah.
context. And the way I put it in the chapter in the book is that the the perception of the gods in antiquity is that they're just amped on every level compared to men. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're smarter, but they also feel much more deeply and intensely. Like this is intense feeling
Uh-huh.
here.
Yeah.
So notice that this is not restricted to just the sons of the gods. Yahweh too expresses deep emotions. Yahweh was filled with regret, is how I translated Vayinachem, that he had made humankind on the earth, and he was filled with. And Halot actually suggests for the hit pale of Atzav, concern or worry. I think something like devastation. He was
Yeah.
devastated in his heart. Yahweh is so deeply affected by his own feelings that he makes the rash decision to wipe out humanity. The second clause in the above sentence uses a rare form of a word to describe Yahweh's big feelings. It appears once more in Genesis 34:7 for the anguish that Jacob's sons experienced when they discovered that their sister had been forcibly um, assaulted, violated by a man from nearby. The men were distraught and infuriated. The word used in both texts conveys a sense, I suggest, of almost blind rage to the point of near anxiety. One of the glosses suggested by the Standard Hebrew Lexicon is worried or concerned. But this is not so much a feeling of being troubled by problems and a motivation to correct them. This is much more intense than that. It is an irrational, instinctive response to an unforeseen and shattering tragedy. This is trauma. And in both places where this trauma occurs,
Mhm.
it results in short sighted, instinctive retributions. In their blind rage, Jacob's sons manipulate and slaughter not just the man who assaulted their sister, but every male resident in the city where he lived. In his blind rage, Yahweh resolves to take the extreme action and annihilate not just every offending human, but all humans everywhere, and the animals, and the creepers, and the birds. Big gods have very big feelings. So that's from chapter 5. But it's
What's
yeah.
frustrating to me is that so many of the Jewish sages are like, well, obviously this is a metaphor. God doesn't have a heart. Obviously, God doesn't feel human emotions.
Mhm.
Isn't given to the whims of emotions. And I'm like, honey, what text are you reading? Hashem is
Right?
quite emotional. Quite emotional.
Yeah, very much.
And
Oh, yeah.
acts out of emotion a lot, actually. So I don't know what they're
Some might say
reading,
too
but yeah,
much,
no.
right? Uh
And that
is
goes both ways. There's deep compassion, there's
yes.
blind rage, there's
Yeah.
just the depths of sadness and hurt. Like all of those to me, I think it's a disservice to say like God's
Yeah.
above all this. Like I don't want God to be above all of it. I want God to know how the fuck I'm feeling. You know? Like how are you supposed to tell me that
Oh,
I'm going to
yeah.
live XYZ way but you're above feeling all of these petty human emotions? Like, man, get out of here. Like, nah, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
I just
Uh
and like I also think about when the people were complaining that they wanted a king and they're like, "Well, we want to be like everyone else. They have kings." And God's
Right.
response is, "But I was your king." If you don't read rejection into that, like, y'all, that is a massive human reaction to have. But I was your king, so just the
You
visceral
can see the
language is
lips
that.
starting to quiver and the
Yes!
eyes
The
starting to well up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Uh,
"You rejected me?" Yeah, it's
yeah.
like, "I did all this for you and you wanna ki" Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's again, that can be toxic too, right?
This is
Because
see,
in
this is
some of the
the
prophetic literature, God is quite toxic with how he treats the
pretty
people, like, "Oh, you
pretty
wanna go
toxic.
whoring after other gods, so you're
Yeah.
gonna be, like, naked and
Yeah.
embarrassed," like, "Come on,
See
chill."
about that. So
Yeah,
this is,
it's pretty
you know,
gross, but
I mean, I don't a bunch of us read C.S. Lewis's children's stories in the Narnia Chronicles. Um eh, but this is something that I think I think legitimately is a worthwhile observation by Lewis when talking about Aslan as because he's a lion, um, he's dangerous. And
Mhm,
this is kinda conveyed when it I think this is similar to how the people who wrote these texts thought of God, thought of the gods. They're not, you know, warm and cuddly and your best friends. Um, they were indispensable and but they were also really dangerous and you had to be this is why you had to be so careful
mhm.
um because you benefit from that, amped up insane level of loyalty and commitment to you so long as you're on God's side.
On
But
their
if it
good side.
if you turn, if you end
Yeah,
up on the bad side, it's that, but then, you know, the polar opposite, right? Like there is just a lot of intensity with God's
mhm,
feelings. It's
yep. Just like
just
us,
like
that's
us.
right.
But yes, yes,
We look, and
but cranked up.
that's a human trait across pretty much every culture that's ever existed, is that they
Yeah.
have deities, they have emotions, they experience things very intensely because we do, and we make gods in our image. So,
Yes, we
yeah,
do.
it's,
Yeah.
just but yeah, this moves me. I've He was pained in his heart.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. It's
telling you.
it's wonderful. Alright, verse 7. Vayomer Adonai emche et ha'adam asher barati.
Whoop.
Notice again that the quiescent aleph carries the comments before it through. Um, Me al pene ha'adama me adam ad behema ad remesh. Um, sorry,
Remes.
remes va'ad
Yeah.
of hashamayim ki nachamti ki asitim. Boy, that's a pretty long verse, and then you've got, like, you get, like, 5 words, to to finish up the, uh, the paragraph, but,
Yeah.
oh,
But
well.
it's funny,
Uh
in the couple verses earlier, he says that the Adam that he asa
mhm,
worked. And down here, it's,
he created.
Imma do this to the one that I barati
Mhm,
created. Gum.
yeah, alright. So, Yahweh said, "I will exterminate humankind whom I created from on the face of the ground." Um, from human up to from human to livestock to creeper to bird of the sky, because I am sorry that I made them. So
It's the
it's
same
just
verb,
it's
nechamti.
yes.
Mm.
Looks a little different though,
Little bit.
well, yeah, I mean, it is a Cal perfect without the Vav, but,
Mm.
this is one of these ones where, um, like, you would expect, because it's from Nacham and it's a Nifal, you would expect to see a comets there, but you don't, and nothing's doubled. So it and nothing's lengthened either. So this is a bit of a weird form. But I'll start at the top of verse 7. Vayomer, we know. Emche is a cal imperfect, first singular from macha, um, means to wipe out or
Yeah,
to
wipe out,
annihilate or to exterminate.
blot
Barati,
out. Yeah.
blot, blot out. Barati is cal perfect, first singular from bara, I created. And then Nechamti is a Nephal perfect, first singular from Nacham. And then Asi team, don't get lost here. So this is a Cal perfect, first singular, from a saw,
Let's
plus
see.
a pronominal suffix, a third masculine plural pronominal suffix here. Notice how the Massoretes have pointed this. This is a third
Team and
hey
not
verb.
Tom.
Yeah, it's probably like this was probably a Scrabble error at some point, right? And then as I explained this to my class, what happens by the time the Massoretes are pointing, have invented the Nakud and are starting to add the points to the text, is they have developed a strong sense that you can no longer make any changes to the consonantal text anymore. So the actual letters, you can't change any of that. Even in places where where you see there are mistakes, you can't change it. You just can't. So they will do things with the nakud quite often to indicate that, this is probably a mistake. And that's what they've done here. We would expect to see Aussie team with the yod after the tav, indicating the first the first singular verbal suffix here, but it's not there, right? So it's without that, they just pointed it with the heric, to make sure everybody understood what's going on here. Notice also this is a third hey verb, so the hey, when it takes the verbal suffixes in the perfect, will disappear and will get replaced by that yod following the scene. So I think that's it. Anything else there, Fish?
I mean, it's just the scale of it is like you see so much evil proliferating on the earth that you're like, I'm not just getting rid of the humans.
Somebody want to take care of Gregory right there,
Oh, I
please?
already did it.
Oh, thank you.
Um, but yeah, the scale of it is so bad that God's like, I'm not just gonna wipe out all the humans. I'm taking the Behema and the Remus and the Oath Hashemayim, like all the critters. Like apparently the fish are okay for some reason, so you know. Guess this is terrestrial evil and not like an oceanic evil. But
Oh, right. The fish are fine.
yeah, the fish are fine, like, but also it's like it's kind of interesting because he's gonna use the waters to cause a chaotic recreation, right? Because he created things out of the waters.
Yeah, yeah. But I
Yeah.
think too, like I think some of this stems from uh the fact that the Israelites certainly were not a seafaring bunch. Um, didn't
Not like
didn't
the
have a navy.
Phoenicians.
They didn't spend a lot of time out there in the water. Didn't like it. Were probably and that probably explains some of the. I mean, some of the ways in which they represent the seas and the waters and the oceans in their own texts. And I think that's coming through a little bit here too, right? Is it's just it's that world way out there that we just
I
You
mean,
just don't
yeah,
have
but
anything to do with,
also
right?
thalassophobia is real.
Yeah.
Like the fear of the depths and the
Well,
vastness of the ocean. Like, oh my
especially
god, you
especially
don't
in
know what's under
antiquity,
there.
right? Especially in antiquity when
I
they
mean,
they had
freaking now
no
too. My god, have
that
you seen what's
exa
down there?
yes. Yes. I my son's girlfriend, we live on the West Coast, and there's a big island, that's just off the coast here. And people live on it. A lot of people, actually. We have family that lives over there, but my, my son's one of my sons has a girlfriend, and she won't go over on the ferry because she's scared. She's scared of being on a boat in the
Yeah,
ocean.
yeah.
If they built a
The ocean is
bridge,
big and
she would be
scary.
fine, but boat in the ocean? Nope, forget it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, listen, I understand that fear. Like I've had recurring nightmares of being, for whatever reason, just treading water in the middle of the ocean. How did I get there? I don't know. Are there big scary
yeah.
sea monsters under the
Yeah, there
surface?
are.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, there are.
So yeah, this is deeply relatable. Like the one time I was
Very.
on a ferry, I didn't have a positive experience. I get it.
Where was it?
Uh, I think, don't quote me on this, but I vaguely recall the ferry when we went from Detroit over to the Canada side across
Oh,
from
okay.
Detroit. Yeah.
The
So
Canada.
yeah, fuzzy memory because I was
Yeah.
very young. I was probably in middle school at the time, so that's been years ago. But yeah.
Uh, uh,
An instance of implicit caricative where correction to the consonantal text is deemed obvious enough from the vocalization could grasp you were required to recognize these though. Yeah,
yes.
that's the fun
Yes.
part about
Mhm.
caricative, baby.
So,
Watch out for them because
Cthulhu's, yeah, right? So, I grew up kind of, with fairies. No, the ones in the water. Um, whales are demons, bro, for sure.
I don't know about
But
whales, but
listen,
porpoises are evil
I
sometimes.
wonder if Simone is still here because like we have the ferry crossings here where I live are very very tame because mostly because everything
Mm.
is like the open water of the Pacific is on the other side of this giant island, right? So we're kind of sheltered and protected. We get weather, but it's usually nothing very serious. But I got to tell you, when I lived in New Zealand, I did take, the ferry, across the channel that connected, the North Island to the South Island, and I did kinda think I was gonna die, on that ferry crossing. The waves were gigantic. Everybody had to stay in their seats, otherwise you get tossed around on this giant boat, a boat big enough that they put trains on them, like, like, I was like, "Wow, this is pretty insane." So, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, ocean's scary.
Yep, big
Do you wanna
scary. Just saying.
you wanna yeah. Wanna
Okay,
finish up with
verse
verse 8?
8.
Yeah.
So short.
I know,
V'noach matzah chen be'enai Adonai.
but so
But
dense.
I know. But Noach found grace or favor in the eyes of Adonai. And that's one of the I've talked about this many times, that there is some really great Hebrew wordplay going on here. The name Noach is just backwards of how you spell chain, which is the word for favor or grace. So they're doing some winky winkies there. And the verb matzah, it's just a cow perfect in the third masculine singers, referring to Noach, and it's just to find or to seek out. So it's like, hey, this is what was the assessment. You know,
Mhm.
Adonai sees him and is like, he's I, he's I. And then it's
People can
the Ba'anai is just in the eyes of or in the sight of. So
Mhm. I hope people
The
can
whole
hear
verb.
it too. The connection between Noach and the verb nacham
Chaim
is
and Naham.
intentional here as well. But in the PL, nacham means to comfort.
Yep.
So that's Isaiah.
Nehama is still a very
Isaiah
common name among
6?
Jews.
Is it Isaiah 61? Nachem.
Comfort my people.
Yeah, comfort my people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Menachem
So
or Nehama. Both
Menachem.
of those are very,
Yeah, that's
very
true.
common Hebrew names.
Yeah. Wow. Well, look at that. We got all the way to the end of verse 8, and we ended
Whoop,
up
whoop.
at a patach, which is a patucha.
Good
Sorry,
breeding.
which is where you want.
Yeah.
And just so people, if you can look, there's a big space between verse 8 and verse 9 with a letter pay there. This is a patucha, which is
Paragraph
an
break.
open paragraph break. These smaller sections are called satuma, and they're indicated by a samik. They're the closed paragraph breaks. So yeah, so it's a good place to stop. And it's already after 6. So
Dang, already?
yeah, I know.
Went
We don't
fast.
even have to talk about anything coming up because we're fucking out of here. After this.
Deuces. Oh man.
So next week though, I will probably we'll probably do a stream next Friday, and then next Saturday. Oh, actually, I don't even know because Dapper's starting something new.
Oh yeah, we're done with that
So
Becky video
we're
with
done
Bro talking
with
about dumb
Becky
shit.
and Brian. Yeah. So
Yeah.
don't know what's happening on Dapper's channel next weekend, but there will be budget scripture
All three of
Saturday
us.
on the
Jeez.
evening. What's that?
Yeah. Is that all three of us are traveling all over the place right now?
It's true. Chesh might just burn the whole damn channel down this weekend. Poor Dapper. So
Oh,
all right.
what does the Kaufman Vav mean? I am looking for it on the page because I don't know what verse here.
On the right beside the patucha. Yeah, I actually don't know what that
Wait, where?
are you looking for it? It's right in the gap between verse 8 and 9 beside the patucha. There's a
Oh,
kof
in verse 8 or 9.
mem
Oh yeah.
vav
Come on.
with the dots above them.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got you.
And I don't know. I used to have this amazing book.
Como. I mean, if that's from cum, it means place. So como, his place or the place? Because I know the word meme como is from his place.
Yeah. Could be. Yeah, this place or start. I don't know.
I don't know
I
if
actually
this is
don't know. I'd have to.
I don't keep up with where the aliyot are in each reading. Because like each parsha is broken down into like 7 aliyot that you would go up to the boom and read. So I don't know if this is like, hey, don't just this isn't just a regular pause or stopping place, but whatever.
What's over on the side here?
You saying it's a number?
I don't remember what.
It's a number. What?
I don't think so. Is it?
Como? No entiendo.
Stumped. I'm stumped.
Verses. But I mean, yeah, again, it's
number
like
of verses in the section. Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah,
then.
I mean maybe, but again, this could be just one of the aliyot. I'm gonna I'm actually gonna go check real quick because I don't have these
All right.
memorized.
I'm gonna drop
There's
the
so many.
text.
Okay.
So Vish and I are going to be at SBL Friday to Tuesday. If you happen to be in the Boston area, we we might try and do something. Dr. Josh is gonna be there. Dan McClellan's gonna be there. Dr. Matt Monger's gonna be there. Dr. Joel Carrico is gonna be there.
Oh,
The now
how
disgraced.
about
Oh,
that?
look. Holy cow. He's actually tuning in
Hey!
from Boston as we speak because Joel, for
Right.
some reason, also went to ETS. So I advised him not to, but he wouldn't listen to me. So
Hey, remember that time that I said that this might mark the end of an alia?
mm,
It's
mhm.
the end of an alia. Can you pull that
Yeah,
back up real quick?
nice. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you can do it.
Yep, it is.
'Cause-
It is. This
Very
is
good.
the end of the 7th aliyah in the Bereshit portion. So,
Very
hey,
nice. Cool.
nice.
Uh
Okay.
oh, okay. Joel is
Oh, you got a
saying
paper.
he
Oh,
just checked
I
into
need
the
some
hotel.
tea. Give me some tea.
He needs to tell me about a
I heard.
paper he heard.
I heard.
It was
It was
so
so
bad.
bad.
Yeah, but it was ETS, dude. I mean, they're all bad. All the papers are bad
Ouch.
at ETS.
Brutal.
So,
No mercy, Kip.
yeah, we will talk about it tomorrow. It was a David Falk's paper. Um, he probably didn't give one. So,
He probably didn't get one.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. We'll talk about it tomorrow night. Yeah. So yes, April, I
This
will be
doesn't sound
sure.
ominous at all. Send Dr. Josh my regards.
I'll be sure
Just
to.
kidding.
So we'll see him tomorrow night as
Uh,
well. All right, guys. We're getting out of here.
ouch. God, y'all.
So, okay, listen.
Ouch.
Um, he did give a paper at ETS last year
Okay.
on his experiences on YouTube. So, you know.
And also, he put out that pamphlet about his guided tours.
Yes,
Remember
that
that?
too. So, yeah. So,
Woo.
uh, oh, sorry. It
Hurtful,
was
but
it was
also
her.
funny.
It was April. It was her. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
As a rule, it also
It
funny.
was her.
Yeah.
So, also
Hmm.
funny. Okay. All right.
Hey, it's
Uh
6:13. That's the number of mitzvot. Hey.
hey. All right. Perfect time to just end this train wreck. We'll see you guys next Friday. I go, oh, this one here. Well, yeah.